This is episode number 18, and today I'm talking about the difference between exercise and movement. Welcome along to the DressageRiderTraining.com podcast. I'm Nicola Smith, and in each episode I'll bring you an educational or inspiring message to help you unlock your true potential as a dressage athlete. Are you ready? Let's get into it. Now, I've done a lot of group talks. I've been a personal trainer for many years, and one of the things that I like to always start a group talk off with is just finding out what people are doing for exercise. Are they doing anything? Are they taking their dog for a walk, riding the horse a couple of times per week? What is their view of exercise and how they are getting it into their life? What often comes up is people say, I might be going to the gym 3 times a week, or I have just joined this thing over here, or this, that, and the other. And what I like to always start my talks with is just understanding the difference between exercise and movement. Because you see, often we have this picture that exercise is this thing. If you imagine me drawing a big bubble in the sky, this exercise is this thing that involves a really intense workout, and it's got to be an hour long, it's got to be exhaustive, I've got to get sweaty, I've got to lift heavy things, and it's got to take this amount of time, and I've got to wear the right gear, and I've got to go to a gym to make it happen. And if I don't get this form of exercise, quotation marks, I'm not doing any exercise. I want you to imagine that this exercise is then surrounded by another circle, which is your opportunity for movement throughout your day. Now, movement is simply moving your body. If you're standing still, movement is moving your legs, moving your arms. If you're sitting, movement can be crossing one leg over the other. Movement can be lifting bags. It can be lifting a saddle on a horse. Movement is throughout your entire day, and there is lots of different ways that we can move our body. However, often what happens is we simply don't move enough. If you're in an office job, you can be sedentary for a period of 8 hours and you can simply not move your body. And where I come from is understanding the difference between exercise and movement, and knowing the importance that each of these play in our body and in how we feel each day. So your body thrives off movement. There's no coincidence that your lymphatic system sits under your armpits and around your joints, your hips, those big moving joints. That system requires a pumping action of your arms and your limbs in order to be able to generate blood flow through your body, to be able to generate the detoxification paths of your body, and to be able to stimulate energy in your body. I'd like you to imagine 2 pools of water. One pool of water is a big man-made hole in the ground. This has had rainfall come into it, and the water is filling this hole. That water has no movement to it. It is filling up and it's become stagnant. It starts to smell. If you just think of a water trough that has been filled up with rainwater, and then that water trough and the water inside there starts to stink, it starts to go a bit dull and yuck, and you have to replenish that water to make it fresh for the horses. So imagine that pool of water that has no flow to it. It's lifeless. Then imagine another body of water that is a river that's moving over rocks, down a hill, twists and turns. It's having movement throughout its entire journey. That movement has life to it, has oxygen, it has flow. When our body is sedentary and sitting still, like that pond of water, it becomes stagnant, it becomes lifeless, and energy gets depleted in your body. However, when your body is got movement scattered throughout your day through various forms, it is allowed to have the blood flow, the energy to it, and it's able to generate those pathways and keep your body healthy. A simple example of this is that feeling of you were to go for a nice long walk And after 30 to 40 minutes of that walk, you can feel your body buzzing with energy. You can feel the blood flow that's been generated in your body, and you can feel how your body has become alive. So that is the way that movement generates the cells in your body, and this is what your body thrives off. However, when we have an office job and we become sedentary throughout our days, this affects not only our joints, our ligaments, and our energy, it affects our entire body's systems. You've heard me say you are what you eat. Equally important, you are how you move your body. An example of this, imagine a tree. Now, we've built our property, we've been here 4 years now, and when you put a new tree in the ground, that tree responds to its environment. It doesn't respond quickly, it responds very slowly at a cellular level. It starts to build its strength in its trunk, its branches, starts to build the structure it needs in response to the wind, the rain, the way the environment around it is hitting it. And if you aren't careful, that tree can develop a lean on it. It can develop weaknesses on one side. All you have to do is go to the coastline and you can see trees that are on a lean because they've responded to the environment that has been hitting it over a long period of time. Now, when we sit in chairs all day and we sit stagnant, our body responds in the same way. It doesn't happen straight away, but at a very cellular level, your fascia starts to get stuck, your connective tissue starts to get stuck and tight and dehydrated, your lower back compresses, you start to get tight hip flexors. All these things start to add up over time, and your body starts to respond to the environment you place it in and day out, just like a tree responds to the environment and the weather around it. So paying particular attention to how you move throughout your day then impacts how healthy you are long term. Now, exercise doesn't have to be this intense, hard thing. Where I come from is understanding how we can bring movement into our day to optimize our health and our body so that we're optimizing our posture, our alignment, and our form, and so our body's not adapting to a poor environment, so that when it comes to sitting in the saddle, we are being the best version of ourselves and we're able to move with our horse. However, if we've been stuck in a chair for a day, a week, years, this can then affect how we are when we're sitting in the saddle. So making sure that you're getting movement throughout your day is just as important for your energy and your health as it is for your riding. And then when it comes to the type of exercise you're doing, it doesn't have to be this intense, exhaustive training that has to belong in a gym. You have to have this flash gym gear. The exercise you're doing is to ultimately, again, help your body thrive. You're wanting to make sure that you're getting the strength and the proper workouts that help reduce and reverse any impact that your environment might be having on your body. So if you're getting a tight right side and your fascia is getting tight and restricted on one side, this affects you when you sit on the horse. It's going to affect any sort of forces that come through your body, and it's also going to affect what the horse feels when you're on their back. So the exercise you're doing is to again help to optimize your body's function and alignment. If you think of the wheel alignment in a car, you're wanting to make sure that that is running smoothly. The reason you get your car checked and serviced and your wheel alignment checked is to make sure that all the bearings are running smoothly. If your car has got a twist and a torque on one side, it's going to be harder to steer. There's also going to be more wear and tear on one tyre of that car, and that's going to impact how that car drives and also the long-term effects on that car and how well it lasts long-term if it's getting more wear on one side. The same thing happens with your body. If you're getting any twists and torques and one side's getting more loaded up than the other, not only does it affect your joints and ligaments, it's also going to affect the load that you're putting on your horse if you're constantly twisting as well to one side. So the exercise you do is about optimizing your human function and getting your body rebalanced to help everything work smoothly, your joints work smoothly, so you've got good posture and so that you've got good stamina when you're in the saddle. So we're wanting to make sure that we've got the strength. So we've got the strength to be able to walk, lunge, twist, pull, put the saddle on, be able to maintain our posture when we're moving with the horse. The energy and the stamina to be able to move and to be able to last the distance, the focus, the mental clarity, to be able to last our schooling session, our lessons, our competitions, making sure that all those things are in place, but then also making sure you're getting the suppleness and the mobility in there. So it's not that we need to be doing really intense, exhaustive workouts, but we need to be understanding the difference between exercise and movement, and how movement throughout your day and the exercises you do impact your body. Then it's about how it affects your energy. Now, we all stress out when our phone battery goes flat, right? When it gets down to 1%, you're looking for a place to plug it in. Now, our energy in our body is just the same as your phone battery. If you were to plug it into a PowerPoint and you were to plug it in for 5 minutes, you're going to get just 5 minutes of charge. You'll get it up to 6%. What we often do with our own selves is we'll be like really flat and exhausted, and we will go and we will try and charge ourselves up quickly. That might be through an energy drink, a coffee, some sugar. We're kind of looking for that quick fix, and that quick fix is like plugging your phone in short term and then it plummeting back down again. And what happens is you're constantly looking for that short term fix, that quick plug in, that quick plug out. But the way your energy works is through the right choices, all loaded up over the period of the day. It's not one thing. So 1% of your battery life is things like hydration. The next percent is getting movement throughout the day. The next percent is eating whole, real food. The next percent is what you surround yourself with. The next percent is that growth mindset, reading things that nourish your body, nourish your mind. The next one is getting a 10 hours sleep. All these good choices you make throughout your day is like adding these percentages to your battery life. And when you do that long term and you keep making good choices over the period of your day, you keep charging your battery up and you sustain that long term, you then have long term energy that you're able to maintain for a much longer period of time, and then you're ultimately able to ride much better as well. So when it comes to our energy and our health, think of all those good choices are like adding in those 1%, 5%. But it's about doing them repetitively over the period of the day. And those are like charging your phone overnight, long term, to get it right back up to 100%. So then when you have big days, that percentage might drop down, but then get that good night's sleep, drink good food, eat real food, move properly, get the correct movement into your body, you charge yourself back up to 100%. But if you're constantly looking for those quick fixes, your battery life is going to go down. And if you're not getting the good day structure, the good routine, making good choices, then all of this is going to affect your energy. So knowing how movement nourishes your body, it gets the blood flow going, think about how you're moving throughout your day. Can you get 10,000 step days? It's the golden number, and this is 10,000 steps off your horse. So making sure that you're getting those 10,000 steps as a foundation of your day to get that movement. Think of it as getting that blood flow, stimulating your body so that you're allowing your body to have the energy. And when you do this, you start to improve your stamina, your endurance. This helps you when you're in your saddle. And then looking at making sure that you're doing things to help strengthen any impact the environment might be having on you, particularly if you do any sort of job that might be one-sided. You're wanting to make sure that you're getting yourself nice and even, and then making good choices throughout your day that help to build your energy, help build your battery up so that you have more life and more energy throughout your day. Hey, I hope that makes sense. I hope you can understand the importance of movement, and movement can be simply doing things like your stand-up desk. I am standing at a desk here. Both Ben, my husband, and I have stand-up desks in our house, so we make sure we're standing and we're moving throughout the day, getting those steps, and then doing movement that helps to optimize our body's function so that we can thrive and do more of the things that we love. That's it for this episode. If you found it helpful, make sure you download my free guide at dressageridertraining.com. It will help you get started on your journey to becoming the best rider you can be. If you know others who might like the show, please do share this with them. My goal is to help others enjoy their riding even more by taking care of themselves as much as they do their horses. And finally, if you have time to give this podcast a review, it would mean the world to me. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you on the next episode.